Hi there. Now we're going to do lesson 352. Judgment and love are opposites. From one come all the sorrows of the world, but from the other comes the peace of God Himself. These lessons now are making it super simple, super clear for us, the simplicity of what the Course in Miracles is all about. Paragraph 1. Forgiveness looks on sinlessness alone and judges not. Through this I come to you. Judgment will bind my eyes and make me blind. Yet love, reflected in forgiveness here, reminds me you have given me a way to find your peace again. I am redeemed when I elect to follow in this way. You have not left me comfortless. I have within me both the memory of you and one who leads me to it. Father, I would hear your voice and find your peace today, for I would love my own identity and find in it the memory of you. When we come to know our identity as a child of God, as a loving, peaceful, innocent child of God, we come to remember that God is in us. You cannot know that you are love without at the same time remembering that you and the Father are one. Because God is the love that we are feeling inside of us. What we're doing is we've been playing a divine game of hide and seek, where God has been inside of us all along, but people who were misinformed through free will began to tell us that God was outside of us somewhere and that we would never achieve that we would never get to that place. Some of them said that because they were mistaken. Some told us that because they wanted to keep us deliberately from finding the truth in us so that we wouldn't feel free. Part of a process of keeping people in bondage and ignorance. A lot of those things are going to be revealed, and it's okay. We don't need to judge them. It's just the way that it has happened. So when we come to the place here where forgiveness looks on sinlessness alone and judges not, you begin to realize that we have all fallen under the illusion, and our work is to wake up and individually become the savior of the world by deciding to only love what is and not do the opposite, which is to fear it or to hate it. Judgment and love are opposites. Once you begin to love, judgment has to fall away. And when judgment falls away, you feel how God feels about you. There's no way to feel this kind of love and not know that that is what the Creator is. So we are making manifest the glory of the Creator every single time that we decide to be the presence of love and not the presence of judgment. So this makes it really clear. There's only two choices: love and fear, judgment or acceptance of our innocence. And when you choose the one that is true, you become an example of what others are then going to want to emulate. And that's how the whole world is going to wake up. We have to be the change we want to see in the world, become an example of that, and then others will follow once they see how peaceful we feel. Now, maybe not right away, but over time, eventually people begin to catch on. When they're all miserable and they see you all happy and peaceful and not judging and joyful, that's how I know some people have been inspired by me. People who knew me really well. They didn't become inspired because I told them this is what they needed to do. They became inspired because I was living differently. I move through the world differently. I show up differently. They feel safe in my presence. They know I'm not judging them. They know I'm not belittling them or putting expectations on them. When we become the presence of love, true love, unconditional love, people feel safe. They feel free. They don't need to run away from you. If anything, they want to be more a part of what you are offering, because then they want it and then they get to extend that. That's how love multiplies and becomes infinite. One at a time, two at a time, then two become four, four become eight, and little by little, 8 billion will be awake on this planet. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you in the next lesson.